promised, we have Dr. Alvenia Fulton here. Welcome to City Line. So glad you could come into Baltimore.
Yes. I love Baltimore.
Great. Dr. Fulton is a Chicago nutritionist who has advised such people as Dick Gregory, Roberta Flack, and some others. And in reading the material on you, Dr. Fulton, you've said that we could prolong our lives by as much as 20 years if we practice fasting. Well, you know I'm interested. Tell me how I can do it.
Well, without supervision, you could start and do it one day every week. And the best day to do it is after the weekend. And when we've eaten over the weekend and Sunday, then Sunday night start with an herbal laxative. It doesn't matter what brand. You can find them at health food stores, grocery stores, supermarkets and all. And you take that herb laxative, be it a tea, capsule, or tablet, Sunday night. Monday morning, get up and take that laxative again. And then all day, drink either water or juice.
So what is this doing?
This is resting the body organs, and it is cleansing, resting and cleansing, and a process of healing. Because sometimes we have, after the weekend of eating or any other time, we have a lot of gas and bloat and heartburn and all. This would clear all of that.
Dr. Fulton, I just want to remind everybody at home that you can join in our discussion by calling us at 481-1313. As usual, City Line is allowed to talk to you. But
Yes, I love it.
Before the phones get too busy, I want to ask you, I mean, you have a very unusual background. You're a woman of a lot of firsts.
Yes.
As I understand it, you were the first black woman to be first woman to be an AME minister.
In the state of Alabama.
Okay, but you're, I mean...
Now wait, I was first to graduate from the seminary among 27 ministers. Many of them was older than I was, and first to join the North Alabama Conference, and the first to pastor in Alabama.
Okay, but and I don't want to be pejorative to ministers, but how does ministry, I mean, you know, ministers have to go to chicken dinners an awful lot. How does ministry fit into fasting?
Well, I tell them that they would live longer and give better service to their congregations, and their congregations would be healthier and have more money to put in the collection plate or pay dues with if they were healthier by the way they eat.
How did you get started with all of this, the fasting and so forth, and become such a devotee of fasting?
Well, you see, before I started this, I had been traveling many years as an evangelist in the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And you know, when you're a visitor in town or you're a minister or you're a guest, people just feed you and feed you and feed you. And I came down with ulcers. And when I came down from ulcers, I learned from Dr. Garnett, his report, Dr. Garnett Cheney of Stanford University in California, that ulcers could be healed with raw cabbage juice. Now, that does not mean sauerkraut juice. It does not mean cooked juice. It means raw juice, cabbage,
take
put
a
into a
cabbage and juice
blender,
it.
and juice the cabbage, and you drink a glassful before breakfast, a glassful before lunch, before, which is between, and glassful before dinner at night, and a glassful of this cabbage juice on going to bed at night. The first day I drank that, I slept better that night than I'd slept in many years, because I did not have to wake up in the night with a painful stomach, and anyone knows ulcers. It's very painful.
Did it heal?
Oh, yes, the ulcers healed in 2 weeks.
Now, were you eating anything other than the cabbage juice?
Yes, I was eating what is called the bland diet, because that's what...
the diet that the doctors prescribe for ulcers?
Yes, which also makes you put on a lot of weight, because they have you drinking all that cream, you know, that half and half and cream, because that would coat the ulcer, and when you drink that, and it was promoting kind of a healing. Now, I had these ulcers for about 12 years, and that quarter cabbage juice for 2 weeks healed the ulcer, and I have not had the ulcer since. Now, this turned me around, and I went back to school because Dr. Max Gerson, Max Gardner, I mean, not Gerson. Gerson is the man for cancer. Dr. Max
Gardner
told me that started me fasting. And after I had the healing of the ulcers, I also had another problem that needed correction, which was a fibroid. And that was more than 30 years ago. And when I told him about this, he said, now, you've gotten rid of your ulcers. Now, if you want to get really well, go on a fast and a vegetarian diet. It was the first time I'd really heard of vegetarian diet because I'd always eaten plenty of meat.
So do you couple the two things, the fasting and the vegetarianism?
Yes, yes. Now, I don't, for everyone, if one wants to be a vegetarian, I say this, that a vegetarian live longer, have better health, less cancer, and
I understand they love longer.
And they live longer, and certainly they spend less money for food.
Well, what about love longer?
Oh, then that's where it is.
Oh, okay.
That's where it is.
We're going to talk more about living and loving longer when we come back from this break.
That's right.
On City Line, and our guest is Dr. Alvenia Fulton, who is the first accredited black doctor of naturopathy.
Naturopathy.
Naturopathy. I knew I was going to blow that. And also the first black woman AME minister. And we've got a phone call, Dr. Fulton.
Indeed. Hi, you're live on City Line.
Hi, Jackie. My name is Carolyn, and I want to know, we have thyroid, and it's hereditary in our family, and I want to know, is it any type of foods that we could eat that maybe to prevent it, or tell our girls in our family or other people in our family for thyroid?
Thyroid.
We eat.
Let Dr. Fulton respond.
Yes, families eat alike. That's why it's hereditary. Families eat alike. Now, you will have to change some of the things you eat. And I could tell you that best if you wrote to me or called me in Chicago, because there are herbs also. And in the...
Give us a general type of thing that she should be eating as a thyroid victim, or with
just plenty of vegetables and less meat and less starches. And that's why I was going to bring up the herbs. Vegetables are also herbs. So if she was eating more vegetables and using also less sugar, but was using molasses, which would also give you a plenty of potassium to help balance the minerals in your body. And instead of drinking the cola drinks or whatever, the bottled drinks, I'll say, bottled and canned drinks, if you were drinking more fruit or vegetable juices that are fresh that you make, something simple that you can still do, canned, you could drink canned tomato juice or vegetable juice. You see, your system needs the vegetable. One thing, remember this, animals do not have that kind of problem, and it is because of the way they eat.
Okay, Dr. Fulton, thank you. We've got a question from the audience. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Fulton, my name is Eleanor Richardson, and I'm certainly interested in prolonging my lifespan and being as healthy as I possibly can. So I would like to get from you some pointers on how can one certainly start on fasting and to stick to it.
Good question.
Well, never do more than 1 day, 2 days fasting without supervision. But one thing you can do without supervision is 1 day at a time. And I would suggest every week, it would be better to fast 1 day every week than to go on a fast of some days at a time, not supervised. So the 1 day every week would be starting Sunday night after you've been eating over the weekend, and you know how we do that. And then take an herb laxative. The next morning when you get up, take the herb laxative, and it can come in 3 different forms. It can come as a tea, a tablet, or a capsule. And then all day long, drink water or juice. You will not be hungry during that day. The body does not do 2 things at the same time. It will not hunger for food while you're eliminating the waste and the acid and toxins from your body.
Okay, thank you for the question. We're going to take a phone call from home right now. Hi, do you want to talk to Dr. Fulton?
Yes, I do. My experience has been that when I fast for a prolonged period, after the 4th day, I develop a sore throat and sniffles and other signs of a cold. I'd like to know how that can be resolved, and also what the benefits of a colonic are. And I'm going to hang up and listen to the answers to my questions.
Well, thank you for calling.
Now, that is not a cold. That's the body eliminating the mucus, the toxins, and waste. that you experience.
Sounds like a textbook case, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. But on the other hand, when you do that,